Hey guys, Steven here back with another video, and today I'll be teaching you how to animate a still photo using the 2.5D parallax effect. I recently made a video very similar to this, so if you want to check that out, check that link in the description. I think this is perfect for Twitter and Instagram content. You can turn this into a GIF or GIF or whatever, and I think this just looks really cool. All you have to know how to do is use keyframes and how to use the pencil.
Long run now, red Corvette and my drop down, calling up my digits on the roll line, I'm speeding like a rod zone.
So the first thing you want to do is open up your photo. You can do file place or you can do file open, doesn't really matter. You want to select on the pen tool and you just want to pen out the object. Make sure that your object and your background don't look very similar. There has to be a distinct object and background, or else this effect wouldn't really look good. So as you can see here, you can see his whole body, but if his body was like half foggy and wasn't clear at all and it looked like the background, then it wouldn't be a good picture to use. But as you can see here, only parts of the body right here, like the hand, this one part is kind of foggy. It matches with the background, everything else is fine. So I think you can distinctly tell that this is the object and this is the background. So I'm just gonna use the pen tool and select the object right here. This is Post Malone, pretty cool guy, but yeah. Okay, so we're done right here. So we're gonna right click and press make selection. And for the feather radius, we want to increase it by like 1 or 2, something very small so that the hard edges won't show and it'll feather out. Obviously, that's what feathering means. And then we're gonna press OK right here. Now what we're gonna do is, while it's selected, we want to press Control C and Control V to copy and paste, or Command C, Command V. So Command C, Command V, and then there we have a layer with the object and the layer with the background. Now what you want to do is press on the background layer, and while you're holding Command or Control, you want to click on the layer thumbnail right here, and then it'll select once again the object. Now you want to go to Select, Modify, and then Expand. And now you want to expand it by like 5 or 7 units or pixels. The reason you want to do this is because it'll expand the kind of radius it's selecting. So if there's any small details or anything sort of around this area, you'll select that as well. And the reason why this is so important is because what we're basically going to do is we're going to use this content, so the object, and we're going to remove it from the background so that it's only the background left and no object. So essentially the object is helping determine what the background is going to look like. So to remove this object from the background and leave it as just the background, you want to go to Edit, Fill, and then select Content Aware, and then using what you have here, so the selected areas. And so that's why it was important to modify it and expand it for the smaller details beyond just the object. You want to press OK, and then what will happen is basically this whole thing will just turn into the background. So you can press Control D or Command D to deselect, and if you hide this layer, the object's gone. And that was just based off of the object you had right here, the object you selected. So now that we have this gone, and now that we have the object, now we can animate it using keyframes, and it's very easy. Before you do that, you want to select each layer separately, right click, and then go and select Convert to Smart Object. The reason you want to do this is so it doesn't lose quality while you're zooming in and zooming out. Like while you're resizing it, it'll just stay as the same quality, which is important because you want the highest quality possible. So right click on this as well, Convert to Smart Object. Now you want to go to Window and Timeline, and we're gonna start the animation. So press Create Video Timeline. Now essentially what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make the object from a big size to a normal size, and the background is gonna go from normal size to a bigger size. So basically how we're gonna do this is we're gonna use Control T, which is free transform, and we're gonna resize it at the beginning and ends. So let me just move this down here. You want to click on this right here so that it gives a drop down menu, and we're gonna use transform. So like I said before, the object's gonna go back to normal size at the end. So we're just gonna press the keyframe toggle animation right here, and we're just gonna move it to the end. So this is kind of how it is right now, so the normal size. So at the beginning, we want it to be bigger, like I said. So we want to press Control T or Command T and resize it to be bigger, and then we're gonna move it to the middle right here. So basically what we just did is it just turned from big to small, and we don't want it to be too different. We want the sizes to be just a little bit bigger or smaller, or else the animation will look kind of weird, or it'll go too fast or whatever. So we're gonna just make it a slight change so you can see it doesn't change that much. In the background, we're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna start at the normal size, and then we're gonna make it bigger. So we're gonna press this, and then we're gonna scroll down here, and we're gonna set transform at the beginning. So this is the normal size at the beginning, and at the end it's gonna get bigger. So press Control T or Command T and then increase it a little bit, and then we're just gonna move it on the side here. So this gets bigger, you can see that. So if we zoom in here, let me just move this down, we can see the animation start from the beginning. you can see what that does. So let me just go over it again in case you didn't understand. So basically you set a keyframe at the very end, and that's the normal size. That's what you started with. The beginning, you resize it by pressing Ctrl T, make it bigger. So it starts from bigger, goes down to normal size. This is the opposite. This is the normal keyframe. So this is when we first started. So as you can see, the background, it's normal, right? It's how we started. And at the end, it gets bigger. I should probably move this at the very end. So if you press play, it's a little bit shaky because, you know, we haven't rendered it through. You can see that there's a bar, this green bar. So if we play the second time, it's a little bit smoother. So the background is getting bigger and then the object is getting smaller, or back to the normal size. So yeah, basically that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you out. My name's Steven, and I'll see you in the next one.
Why you need to lie? Why do you lie? Something is wrong with the way, and I don't know why. Why? How do you get by? You've been away way longer than I'm used to. You started hanging with a new crew, talking to my friends like that's something that I'm used to. I never cash L's, I just wanted him to lose you. Now it's like damn, puffing on the bush at Uncle Sam's. Who'da thought that he would understand? And I just never fall out, I just wanna win.